Hello folks, there are 4 things that I never travel without. I've always got these things with me when I travel and I consider them to be absolute essentials. This is my Ugreen USB-C charger. Now the great thing about this is that you've got 2 USB-Cs and a USB-A and it's capable of 65 watt charging. That means it can power my MacBook Pro, it can power my mobile phone, it can power my earphones, it can power my iPad. All that stuff has absolutely no problem charging any of it, and it fast charges all of it. But even better still, you get these with it. There's a European type plug, 2-pin plug. There's a UK type plug, also used elsewhere in the world. And there is your US type plug. And simply, whichever country you happen to be in at the time, done. And then you can pop that off and put another one on. I've had this one for over a year now and it still works perfectly. I use it all the time. In fact, I use it at home sometimes to charge my laptop if I go down and use a different room and try and get out of this little hovel of an office on occasion. The other great thing with this particular one is look how slim it is, and it's got fairly shallow profile as well, because quite often the plug sockets are really close to each other, particularly in the US and in Europe. And if some of these travel adapters are really wide, because they make them like the full width of say a UK 3-pin plug, and they're really wide. With this, you can easily plug that into pretty much any power outlet, even if there's something in the one next door to it. It's also not too deep, so the weight of it's not going to pull it out of your power outlet. I've had that problem in the US before, where it's just that little thin 2-pin plug. Is that my travel adapter's been so large and heavy that it's actually pulled it out. So you shouldn't have that problem with this. I certainly never have. It's a really compact little thing. Comes with this natty little bag to keep everything in, all your different adapter choices. So yeah, I think it's one thing that I could absolutely not do without. It's fantastic. It's 34 quid now at the time I'm recording this. I'll put a link to all these things in the video description, by the way, just to help you out. It will kick back about 3 pence to me if you buy one using that link as well, so everyone's happy. But seriously, that's the best piece of kit I've bought. When I bought that, it was 50 quid, I think, or 45 quid. And it's been worth every penny. I'd pay 45 quid for another one. So 34 is actually quite good. Next, I've talked about in another video, but it's this. It's my Ryanair cabin bag. And the reason I use that in this country as well is because it doubles up as a laptop bag for me. In fact, I've stopped using my laptop bag, and when I go anywhere now, that's the bag I use. So I use that in this country and when I travel. And it's just fantastic. It's got the right amount of space. It's not too big. If the bag's empty, it's got no weight to it, really. That's an important thing, because sometimes a rucksack or something is heavy before you've put anything in it. And it's got a decent amount of padding. It's not overly luxurious, but it's just a perfect thing. It's 19 quid. If something happened to that, I'd just order another one. It's throwaway money. It's not like a £100 Samsonite bag or something that I'm going to be gutted if I tear or if it gets stained or ripped or anything like that. So great piece of kit, 19 quid. And the best thing, as I've said before, is that works on the economy airlines. I've used this on Ryanair, and I think I used it on EasyJet and 1 or 2 others, and that's your underseat bag. So it's completely free to take on, completely free. That in itself can save you quite a lot of money. It really can. Next, now I've got these Apple AirPods Pro, and it's because I sometimes use them to do voiceovers and stuff in my videos on this channel and my other channel. I use an iPad, I've got a MacBook Pro, and I've got an iPhone. So for me, the Apple ones are a bit of a no-brainer because they just work so seamlessly across all the Apple products. In fact, it'll work kind of with all of them at once. But absolutely brilliant things these are. I use them every day when I'm cooking to get the sound of the extractor out of my head as well. So I've had more than my money's worth of those, even though they're extortionate. But if you're not buried in the Apple ecosystem, there are loads of other great choices of noise cancelling earphones or headphones. And that's the important bit, is noise cancelling. But my advice to you is get the absolute best ones you can, because rubbish noise cancelling ones are rubbish. On a plane, for example, just to get rid of that constant hum, that hissing that you hear all the time in the background. It's a godsend. I will sometimes put these on in noise cancelling mode on a plane on my own and not even be listening to anything. I just do it to cut out the drone, or sometimes to silence the stag do that's sitting behind me. You know, so they have their uses, they really do. And then finally, I've always got these. I think it speaks for himself. Imodium tablets. Whenever you go anywhere, right, especially when you're going on holiday, whether it's in the UK or abroad, being struck down with a dose of the old Deli Belly is not good for anyone, and it can very quickly ruin your holiday. If you get onto these things quick enough, it can sort everything out. I bet you didn't expect to see that in a travel video, did you? Diarrhea chat. But it's just the way it is, folks, you know, especially when we go abroad. A lot of people come down with stomach complaints and stuff. Just having some of these with you is a good idea, because otherwise, if you've got to go to a pharmacy or something, it might be a long way away from where you are. That might be too far from where you are, if you know what I'm saying. So having some of these with you at all times is just a great idea. Hopefully you won't need to use them, but if you do, they're there in your bag. They're the 4 things that I never travel without. Honestly, in this country, abroad, anywhere, I've always got those 4 things with me. Now, folks, as I said, all the links to those items from Amazon are going to be in the video description. Please click those links if you are thinking of getting any of those, because it helps support the channel. And then if you go to jetsetjimbo.com, you'll find all my links for everything else. So flights, accommodation, accessories, car hire, parking, travel insurance, it's all there. Now, some of these things are affiliate links, all right? And that means if you click on them, I get a couple of shekels. Not all of them are by any means. Some of them are just things I use all the time, so there's a link in there. But if you do use those links, you know, it could potentially be helping me and helping the channel. So I appreciate everyone that does. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. And I'll try and make the next one a bit more interesting for you. Thanks.